Oh, yeah, that's right, y'all. It is the morning shift, CHUO 89.1 FM. I go by the name of Dynamic, a.k.a. your favorite light skin, holding it down for the morning shift crew. Your source for hip-hop and R&B in the morning. The number one hip-hop and R&B show in the Ottawa, Gatineau area. And, of course, at this part of the show, we get to chop it up with somebody really representing for the culture out there. And right now, we are talking with a guest who is a playwright. She has successfully written, directed, and starred in 5 of her plays, which address pertinent social issues such as integration process as newcomers to Canada, mental health awareness, need for counseling, and third-party intervention. On the show on the morning shift this morning, we have Habiba Ali. Welcome to the morning shift.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about what it is, you do. I did mention that you are, a playwright, you're a director. What are you doing right now to get by with these arts that you are involved in, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, Dynamic, what I really have shifted over towards, which is new to me, is the social media world. So I'm on Instagram now. I am more on Facebook. I'm enjoying doing the lives and just looking at also this TikTok new wave that my daughter's got me on, and just doing little sketches and skits where I used to put on a full production in a theater with a live audience. So that's been quite the shift with COVID-19. And it's funny because when I said I'm going to travel and, get out of Ottawa and I can do this is when this hit. So I don't know if I'm supposed to reassess something, but I'm definitely taking advantage of the social media world.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about you as a director, as a writer, as a playwright. How did you get involved with that?
Well, Dynamic, it actually started when I was a young girl, not being able to get roles in plays and in theater just out of elementary and high school. And then I learned very quickly why that was. I didn't look the part. I could never look the part. And actually the stories that were being told were not really about me. I thought it was going to be, if it was, my acting skills that would get me the role. I thought it was going to be who's the most eloquent, most articulate, but I never got the role. So I realized really quickly that it was not only race-based, but the story could never be told by someone who looks like me because it was never written for me in the first place. So I think I learned very quickly that I had to start doing my own thing or look for in the community something where I can still get my artistic need, and then basically I started finding very quickly as well that not a lot of Muslim, Somali women, Black artists exists. So I had to create my own niche, and that's why I first started creating and writing plays to begin with.
Now, this could come off as a, controversial type question, I guess, but I'm asking it because I want to see the perspective. I'm a black and white, individual, young male. I'm not that young, but
I have the same problem.
But basically, when it comes down to, before getting completely into it, you were seeing not a lot of you within some of these plays or movies that you were seeing, correct?
100%. Very limited representation. And if there was representation, it was the anecdotal, black stereotypical, either male or female, this watered down hip hop, representation of what a character can bring to the table. So it wasn't for me right from the beginning. And I didn't see a lot of Muslim, hijabi, because I wear a veil, women in these genres as well.
And so when now you're creating, are you going out of your way to make sure that you're including, a white person in the role? Or is it no, I'm going to just strictly stick to it being a black play, so just black actors, black musicians, whatever the case may be involved in what you're putting together?
Well, I don't go out of my way to not write in white characters. I mean, I've had white characters play roles, and my plays are very inclusive because I do have a social service worker background, but the stories that are being told are very much representative of my experience as an immigrant, as somebody who came from another nation and had to start over here. So I talk about, internationally trained professionals, the intergenerational gaps between parents. I do use comedy. There's a lot of mental health advocacy. So the stories that I tell very much do include what it is that I can call myself an expert in, but I don't deliberately exclude fooled anyone. Actually, for reasons of my own, I've had a counselor woman for the past plays be played by a white woman, because culturally we're not, I believe, ready as a community to be able to tell our own problems to people who look like us, and that's a whole nother discussion for another day. So I deliberately create characters that are very realistic to what it is that I'm trying to portray.
We're gonna get into this record from Common, The Light. We got Habiba Ali, playwright, director, so many dope things happening with her. We're gonna talk to her a little bit more when we get back here. It's the Morning Shift, CHUO 89.1 FM.